Hi, this is David Greenwood of Your Life in the Now. I'd like you to go on a journey with me. A journey where we discover what it's like for personal transformation to create a healthy, practical spirituality. Yes, you can bring practical spirituality into your daily life. And we do it by creating a healthier self. With that healthy self, you're able to release some old emotional issues, which in turn brings forth your real, true, authentic self, and discover what it's like to live life in the now. Now, today we're going to talk about some of the issues from the Guardian Files. The Guardian Files represent all the beliefs, the behaviors, all the experiences that you've accumulated over your lifetime that in turn cause most of the problems of your life. So some of these issues are deeply rooted. It does take some time to get to them. But I want to stress that when you discover them and release them, there is this joy, this awareness, this awakening into the present moment, into the now, that you have to experience to understand what it is. And hopefully you have. From my experience, there's just a sense of this presence, this essence all around us, this wonder. But there's this background of sheer joy with it. This is not a somber thing. This is a joyous thing. And as we go through this, the idea is to discover what is keeping us from living in that moment, in that joy, in that presence, in that state of mind, which we can blend into our daily life. So as we continue with the Guardian Files, I wanted to discuss the essence of success and failure. I was thinking the other day when I was listening to a podcast, one of many podcasts on healthy relationships, healthy businesses, healthy individuals. There's so many experts out there, so many people who have these wonderful programs, these seminars ready to help you to move forward. And most of them always stress, do what we do. Follow us. We've done it. You can too. Work hard, work smart, and don't quit. Just keep going. Well, that doesn't always work. Studies show that really 5 to 10% of anybody that begins a deep program like that ever succeeds, ever finishes it. And chances are people that aren't able to complete it might feel like a failure. You know, you come back home after going to a seminar or workshop and you're excited about bringing forth all the changes that you've learned about, doing the things that you heard. But when you get back to your daily, regular life, there's no time, or you forget what you learned, or you're just not able to put it into practice. And what concerns me is that many people feel like a failure when they do so. You know, they wonder what happened. How come they couldn't do it? Is there something wrong with them? Maybe they blamed the course, maybe they blamed the instructor, but more than likely a part of them felt like they just didn't make it. So, what I want to do is address this. In this episode today, we're going to talk about success and failure. I want you to realize that in every failure is absolutely the opportunity for success, and that those people who are successful actually are programmed for success. They're part of their guardian, their subconscious mind agreed with their ability to do whatever it is they focused on. They didn't have anything stopping them or hindering them like most of us do. Even those people that are successful have their own issues. They can be successful in business, but have terrible relationships. They can have good relationships and give great talks on them, but have financial issues. The fact is, we all have within us some seeds for success in those challenges. So just because somebody is successful in their business or podcast or their videos or somewhere else doesn't mean that they're successful in every other aspect of life, and it doesn't mean you have to feel like a failure if you can't follow them. The most important thing to get out of this is that we are all programmed to some degree in a unique way by our guardians. So the guardians, with all the experiences that are in there throughout your life, they're going to cause us to either believe in ourselves or not believe in ourselves. In certain areas they agree with us, other areas they don't. Again, you're an individual. You're going to have your own unique set of healthy beliefs, unhealthy beliefs. The main thing we're going to focus on this, not on the areas you're successful at. That's fine. Of course, that's fine. It's the times when you don't feel like you can make it. Far too many people have had a lot of challenges growing up. The guardian that they had is very challenged and doesn't have a healthy self-esteem or self-confidence in themselves. And those people feel like failures. Now we know they're really not failures, but I guarantee they feel that way. And when you do, you slip back to old habits. You get beaten down, living a life of mediocrity, or worse, stuck in abusive relationships or in very detrimental and destructive habit patterns. Anybody can overcome the guardian's challenge way of thinking and feeling and being if they just take the time to do so. Now that is a large mouthful, I know. It's not easy to do, it's easy to say. But what I've discovered over all the 25 years of working with clients is that anyone who really puts their mind toward it and is able to overcome the self-sabotage of those guardians can be successful. So it's important to realize also the fact that just because you're not able to do something doesn't mean you're a failure. All that means is that you have discovered a part of you that was programmed that way to not believe in yourself. Now, why is this good news? Why does failure lead to success? Only in failure are you going to know what your issues are. What happens in your daily life will trigger issues within you. Now, what do we do when we trigger these issues? We run from them, we ignore them, we hide from them, we deny them, we go drink, we go eat, we exercise, we do anything we can to escape from them. It's the absolute wrong thing to do. It's the opposite of what needs to happen. The reason we do it is because our guardian chooses to do it. The guardian does not want you to feel doubt, worry, concern, anxiety, depression, overwhelmed. It doesn't know what to do with feelings. It has you escape to protect you because it's a protector part of you. Unfortunately, again, it learned from very negative, oftentimes erroneous beliefs and behaviors, people that imprinted it. So it's going to have some very difficult, challenging beliefs within it. When it tells you to run from your failures, it's doing the best it can. Remember, it goes on that old reptilian brain of fight, flight, or freeze. It flights, it flees, it goes away from things. And that's what you end up doing. Instead, what I'd like you to realize is that those very failures, those things that trigger you, simply represent the issues you want to work on. We may not even know what those issues are until they're brought up into our face. And we talked in the last episode about how relationships are absolutely the best thing for us because they bring forth our issues. A lot of times on our own, we don't really know what our problems are. We just go along merrily, blah, blah, blah. Crummy apartments, bad breath, bad foods. Those are extremes, of course, but something. And you're in a relationship and suddenly somebody else is reflecting back to you your issues. You've got them. So, and that might be a simple case, but we're going to find that we're in relationships whether we like it or not. You don't have to be in a romantic relationship. We're in relationships with everything. You're in relationships with your coworkers, you're in relationships with your thoughts, you're in relationships with your beliefs. We are relationships. The guardian is relationships. The relationship it has with life determines your life until you heal it. So the relationships are going to bring up your issues. Those issues, then we begin to understand what we need to work on. Once you have the tools to go in and find out what part of you has that issue, what part has been triggered, you can help that part, heal that part, release that part, resolve the issue dissipates and eventually disappears. So that then in your present day life, whatever comes up for you doesn't really bother you, doesn't trigger you because it's no longer an issue for you. So failures, what seemed like failures, are opportunities to now know what to focus on to heal. So the successes of our life are wonderful. And if somebody is successful in one area and you can't quite match that, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means that, great, that is something you can work on if you choose, and you can get better at it. You can heal it. So the guardian is the main culprit in all this. Understand that nobody hardly knows you even have a guardian. The guardian stays hidden. It's in your subconscious mind, subconscious, below your level of awareness. And that's where it likes to stay. It literally comes into your thoughts, into your feelings. It's telling you to be anxious, to worry about this, to think about this, to respond to this way, to fight, to flight, to freeze, everything. We are reacting to input all the time through our senses. Immediately there's a reaction. There's very little time or space for us to not react, but instead to respond. We respond healthily, intelligently. We react from habit patterns that condition mind. So those are the issues that we want to address as we go through to create a healthy self. And when that self is healthier, when your ego is healthier, it allows you to be positive and healthy enough and embracing your emotions in a healthy way enough to go back and to heal those inner parts that have the emotional issues that are triggered in your daily life. When that happens and your ego gets healthier, it's no longer blocking you. It's no longer stopping you from moving forward. It becomes an advisor, not your dictator. It's meant to be your advisor. It's a very smart, wise part in many ways, but it's been negatively programmed. It's not perfect. The healthy you, that with this new emotional reactions, responses of health that you have, allows you to now be able to move more and more into a different state of being. A different state where those psychological thoughts, the fears, the worries, the concerns, the anxiety no longer overwhelm your mind, no longer come into your mind in the same way. Your mind is quieter. In that quiet mind, you're in the moment. You're in the now. When you need thoughts, practical thoughts, you have them. Like driving a car, when you need it, you've got it. When you don't need it, you don't need it. When you don't need your practical thoughts, you don't need it. Play with it some. See if the practical thoughts, doing your job, writing, talking to people, planning, organizing, we need practical thoughts, but not always. As soon as you're done with a task, let it go and watch how quickly the old, conditioned, worried subconscious mind, that guardian, rushes in and fills up that space. You're going to discover your guardian part is only present and alive when you're thinking. The reason thoughts slow down, and when they do, you have this spiritual experience, if you will, this moment of awareness and oneness in the now, is because your guardian isn't present. When your guardian's there, you're not in the moment. The guardian is of the past. The guardian is thoughts. The guardian is what we call the known, the accumulation of everything you've discovered and learned about yourself throughout your lifetime. When it goes away, naturally as it heals, it's no longer fighting you from being in the moment. You can use your thoughts when you need it, and when you don't need it, like a tool you no longer need, you put it away and you're in the moment. You're in the now. Krishnamurti had a saying that said, the thinker is his thoughts, the thoughts create the thinker. The thoughts of the guardian create the guardian. It's the same. Without the thoughts, there is no thinker. Without the guardian's thoughts, there is no guardian. When thoughts are not moving, there's no guardian. Eckhart Tolle, another great thinker, said, the next evolutionary phase of humanity is to move beyond thoughts. And by that, I know he meant psychological thoughts. So play with the idea. Watch yourself as you go through the day. Are you using practical thoughts? Of course you are, healthily. But when you stop thinking in that way, watch what happens. Be aware if there's some trigger in your mind of some worry, concern, little anxiety. What if this? What if that? I don't like this. This is not good. These are not practical thoughts. They're going to be more the psychological thoughts of your guardian part. Just be aware of that and watch it, and you're going to find that the guardian is there a lot. Now, you've all had moments when the guardian was quiet, like the beautiful sunset, the colors of the sky, the majesty of it, just beautiful, so majestic. Your thoughts are in. It literally overcomes that part of you, and you're in the moment. Or a beautiful alpine lake with a mountain in the background, the trees, the rocks. You're without thoughts. You're in the moment. Guardian is not there either. To me, one of the best experiences I had was I was river rafting in the Grand Canyon, sitting in the front of one of the rafts that, had 5 people in it, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and a person rowing. Not that big a raft. Some of these rapids are really big. And you're going in the front of the boat, seeing this enormous standing wave waiting for you as you go into it. It must be about 5 to 10 feet high, probably more than that. And right before you go into the wave, you go down into the trough in front of the wave. And then you're starting up, and I guarantee you, you are not thinking at all. You are purely in the experience, purely in the moment. That's when we feel alive. That's what sports and athletics people call it, being in the zone. So focused, just there with it. In those moments, you're not thinking, I wasn't worried about my bank account, I wasn't worried about my job. You're in the experience. We don't have to be on rafts to do that. Nothing wrong with it. I love it. But moments, more and more, your daily moments can be in the now. And that's our joy. That is what brings forth this wonderful feeling, this sensation of being alive. The failures of our life lead us to the successes of our life. That's right. The seeds in those failures create the fruits of your success. The fruits of your success. Find those. Don't escape from your failures. They're there for a reason, to teach you what you need to focus on. There's no good to escape from them. They don't go away. They're in you already. Find them, understand them, help them, release them. Follow the steps. If you have the chance, you can go onto my website. I've got more information. Certainly, I've got the video which talks about your guardian, so you can learn more about your guardian and the secrets it holds and what it doesn't want you to know about. It's free. You can download it. Got a little email course that goes with it. Also on my website of Your Life in the Now, you're going to find a lot more information about the subconscious mind, practical spirituality, and living in the now. Until next time, thanks for watching. Experience your guardian so you know it's there, and definitely do the best you can to be in the now, to watch your thoughts, and to see if you too can discover what life is like in the now and become your authentic self. See you next time.